This is David Spiegel for MPTalks.com here with Colleen Bruley, head women's soccer coach here at New Paltz. Coach, last year your team finished 12-5-2. Actually, an overall better record than the year before when you won the conference championship. But sixth in the conference, had a tough game against Fredonia in the opening round. It took penalty kicks for them to knock you out. What is your overall feeling about last year? Was it a success or?
We started out really, really strong, and at one point we were 11-2, and we still weren't happy with things, even though we were 11-2, and it kind of came to fruition towards the end. We struggled in the last few games. We dropped some conference games that we shouldn't have, and it kind of just snowballed from there, and we just finished real poorly. We had a lot of seniors on that team. We've lost those seniors. They did great things for us, somewhat last year, and then definitely the year before that. But we're excited for a fresh start, and that's what we're looking for with this pretty much new group that we're working with now.
Mm-hmm. And as you just said, you had a bunch of seniors last year, 8 to be exact. Last year you didn't name any captains, and because you felt that 8 seniors, that every single one of them had leadership qualities. How does this team move on without all these leaders?
Yeah, last year they came to me, the 8 of them basically, and they really didn't want a captain named because there was so many of them, and they thought that they could all do a job. And we struggled with that a little bit towards the end, of who's going to step up and who's going to be our leader. The year before we had Cobb, and we all knew who to look to when times got tough, and she helped us get through everything. Last year, a couple of the people that we thought would step up and lead, struggled, and so it was, the whole end of the season was disappointing. This year, we have named 3 captains. They're juniors because we have no seniors right now, and these 3 they went through the program with the other captains and leaders from the department, and these 3 have stepped up and just done an amazing job so far. And it's nice for me to be able to look and talk to those 3, and it's nice for the team that they know who their leaders are and they know who they can look up to. And they're 3 leaders that they all bring something different to the table, and their work ethic is outstanding, and we're excited for the fresh start.
Definitely a fresh start, seeing how you are going to be playing 11 different freshmen that you brought in for the roster this year, 6 sophomores and 6 juniors, and like you said, no seniors right now. How do you lost the entire back line from last year, your starting goalie from the last few years who was an All-American, and even your best forward probably in the program's history, Samantha Bravenel, who broke 5 records last year. Who do you expect to step up and jump into those roles this year?
Well, we've taken all of preseason and this morning actually we've been working on our back 4. Actually started in the spring, and we had one spot to still fill, and we think we filled it now. And we actually have experience back there. Right now there's no freshmen starting back there. We do have a freshman starting in the middle for us, and then another outside mid is a freshman, and 1 or 2 others that are going to be definitely in the mix. And the back 4, they're definitely coming together. It's a huge part of our game. We look to build from the back, and it needs to be solid. So that's what we've been working with kind of nonstop over the last couple of practices.
And right behind the back 4, you have your new starting goalie this year, Kristen Kane. She got into a couple games last year. She made 2 starts, didn't allow a goal in any game last year.
Yep.
What do you expect to see from her this year?
Over this entire last spring and throughout this year, she's actually become a great leader for us, and she has worked incredibly hard. She just came off a shoulder surgery in the spring, or in last winter. So she didn't play with us in the spring. Worked all summer to get back, and she's back now, and she's more than excited to be back playing with us. And she knows that she's won the spot, and the team's excited to have her back there. She works really hard, like I said. She's a great shot stopper, and she's a great communicator. She talks to the team constantly and is really involved and focused throughout the 90 minutes.
And in a couple of those starts, she definitely made some impressive saves that I think everyone noticed.
Yep.
Moving on from there, You have Chelsea Weir and Sarah Painter return as your leading scorers that are on this year's roster. Chelsea last year was a freshman and stepped up big time in a big role. How do you expect those two to evolve into even bigger roles this year?
We're expecting both of them to score goals for us. The other important factor in that is sophomore Christina Gandolfo. She has done amazing things throughout the spring last year, and then of course in this fall. She just knows the game really well, and she makes the right runs. She knows when she makes the right passes. She can play a great through ball. She can make those runs through, and she can finish. So we're looking for her as well. Chelsea, of course, just a workhorse, never stops working hard, and that hard work always pays off for her. And then Sarah Painter, we've kind of given permission for her to be more of a scorer, and she understands that that's part of her role as well.
And now this weekend you open your season, as you do every year, with the Michelle Vargas Robin Memorial Tournament.
Yep.
You brought in some really tough teams this year. What do you expect to see from your team this weekend, and how do you think they'll respond playing against some top-ranked teams?
Well, it's the last couple of years we've done well in this tournament because there were weaker teams, and this year we changed things up, and it's kind of scary for me because we are such a young team. We're very young, but and I think it might take us a few games until we really start beginning to click. But I know that we'll play well here. I know they've been working incredibly hard. They're definitely fit. And, they're going to be ready to get out there on our own field for this tournament, knowing that the competition coming in is tough as well. They're starting to believe that they can do things. We're learning every day and getting better every day. We're excited for it, but at the same time, everything is in preparation for the conference, and that's kind of what we're shooting for right now because this team is so young.
Now, moving on from that, this schedule this year you do face a lot of tough opponents, but you also go on long stretches of home games and road games, and especially at the end of the season, you finish off with 3 games against SUNYAC opponents, all on home turf.
Yep.
How do you think that will, number one, prepare you for the SUNYAC tournament, and 2, if you need those wins badly, how important is it to have it on home field?
I think it's huge. Last year we finished the season on the road, and that definitely hurt us. The year before we won the championship, we finished the season at home. So I think it's unfortunate that it's that much of an impact, but it definitely is. And I'm excited that that's the way it's going. Some of our away trips are earlier in the year. We go to North Carolina next week for a weekend tournament, so we're excited about that. And then a couple of the SUNYAC tournament games or conference games are on the road, but it's 3 days, and it's kind of a bonding time, and it's early enough in the season where we can kind of get the knocks out still and be okay even if we split. But those end games, those are the ones we need to get.
Well, New Paltz women's soccer opens its season this weekend, Saturday, August 31st, against Westfield State College in the Michelle Vargas Robin Memorial Tournament, 11 a.m. at Alumni Field. Coach, best of luck this season, and thank you very much.
Thank you.